Hello, Aries. Hope you're doing well. Um, Trying to get this done. Last month I got a little bit behind the eight ball. Just been kind of busy in my own life, trying to make sure everything is going okay. Um, and also trying to get some insight for you for the month of September, which is going to be kind of busy. There's quite a bit going on, eclipse-wise, some things going on in the sun, and a lot of things for you. I'm kind of changing gears, the way that it works, communication wise, some spiritual things happening as well. And we'll go through everything as we can. I'm going to just shuffle the cards. I'm Jordan with the Green Moon Healing Spirit. I'm going to be doing a 10 card spread from this Emerald Moon deck, and then I'll be clarifying with 3 cards from this Gilded Tarot on each of these cards. I'll be pulling a Fantasy Oracle, and then at the end, I'll pull a Talisman card. Let's just go ahead and ground ourselves up a little bit. Spirit, what's coming in the month of September for Aries? Anything they need to know, not in the immediate weeks, but the weeks of September, coming in through eclipse time. Okay. All right. I'm going to start by shuffling the cards. Aries is having such an interesting run right now. There's so much happening with the retrogrades. There's Saturn is retrograde in Aries currently. It's on its way to Pisces, as well as Neptune, which is also retrograding in Aries and is also on its way to Pisces. Some things, 12th house things for you coming in September. Uranus doesn't go in until, or I'm sorry, Neptune doesn't go in until October, but Saturn comes into Pisces in retrograde on the 1st of September, so it's going to be something quick, I think, that you kind of see. Some spiritual things, I think. Things in the subconscious for you as well, seeing as it's your 12th house energy. Okay. Spirit, Aries. A couple cards right off the bat. A couple more. The Eight of Pentacles. And we also have Temperance. Okay. Oof, Three of Swords. Okay. Not the nicest of cards to get, but okay. So from here, I am getting that you are working towards some sense of contentment, something that you very deeply wish, a state of fulfillment, somewhere that you're trying to get, I believe. It's unclear to me whether you are having this now, maybe you had a little bit in the weeks before September, but you do have the Ace of Wands coming up right after, I find, is speaking to me a little bit of trying to attain something, maybe leaning into a passion to attain this state of fulfillment. And I do also see some hard work. There's definitely some work which is going into this. You greatly, I think, see this state of contentment. And I feel like whenever we have the Nine of Cups, it speaks to something we are trying to attain, some part of our life which is trying to even off or bring us some kind of harmony, something that we feel content with, some place where we feel like we don't need anymore. And I do see that you are greatly trying to get it. It does seem to be causing you quite a bit, at least of motion, I will say. There is, of course, more things coming down the line, which we'll talk about in a little bit, but this Ace of Wands is something new that you're doing to bring yourself this contentment. I see that you are trying to lean into something maybe new. This could be something that you kind of had on the back burner or something that you have always wanted to try, or somebody mentions to you to try. But I do see it as you kind of having this moment of thought where you're going to start doing something different, where you are going to start doing it. And there is a bit of work that goes in. I do see Aries is not a sign of talk. Okay, so there's a lot. When Aries has its mind, I believe, when you have your mind set on something like this, Aries, there's very little that can stop you from attaining it. There is little that can stop you from achievement of this state of contentment. When you have it really fixed in your head, there is quite a bit going on. And it's kind of like I said, there is a bit going on spiritually for you. Of course, these are more realistic things. This is a contentment of emotion, but there is new action to obtain it. Um, with the, the lunar eclipse coming in the beginning of the month of September and the 7th in Pisces, it's kind of raking up with Saturn entering in retrograde. There's a lot spiritually that's being stirred up for you, Aries. There's a lot that's going on with how you are perceiving your happiness, your life, and the spiritual things that are part of it. There may be some sort of an awakening I see for you here, and a very realistic attempt to obtain this state, whatever you perceive this work to be, um, and whatever you perceive your spiritual awakening to be. I do see that there is definitely a solid bit of lean in energy, something that you're really attempting. You're not just talking about this. And with temperance, I do see that you are trying to really bring this to light. You are trying to figure out the best way to explore it in your real life. Is kind of what I'm seeing with this. There is a real sense of divine inspiration in how you're going to make this fit into your very busy life and the things that you already have going. There is a bit of cleansing energy with this. Every time I see this temperance card, it does speak to the need to add things to what needs to be added in order to have things feel successful, but it also has to do with things being let go. And the things that need to be let go are the things that need to be taken away in order to enable this harmonious sort of balance and how you're going to fit all of this into your life. I do see with this new action and work, you're going to have to maybe eliminate some things. And I do see maybe some difficult communication, something that you may have to do that might not be so fun for you. I do see that you may be having a difficult conversation, or maybe this awakening has caused some of the people in your own social group to um, disagree. It may drive them from you. It may be that you see this as a good thing if it doesn't align with the goal, which is what I see for you here, Aries. If this doesn't align with the goal, it may hurt you that it has to leave the part that your social circle or your life, which may not be the worst thing for you, but it doesn't make it any easier to bear. Of course, it's still pretty painful anytime you have this kind of movement in the circle of your life. It's very interesting. Pull some more cards and see what we get. Okay, Spirit. Any more for Aries? The Hierophant. Yes. Okay. Ten of Wands. Interesting energy. Let's see what else we get, Spirit, for Aries. Any more guidance for them? September. Got the Six of Swords. Got the Five of Wands. Potent month for you, Aries, I have to say. It does look very potent. Four of Pentacles. And I'm going to pull one more card for you. I'll make this kind of like your guiding card. Any guiding card for Aries for the month of September, Spirit? Guiding card. Oh, very interesting. We've got the Ten of Cups, Aries, as your guiding card. Okay. This is a huge month for you, Aries. And it is kind of like I suspected. There is definitely something sort of spiritual, I think, going on for you here. And the only reason I say that is because of the Hierophant here. Kind of like I said with spiritual things, Saturn, like I said, is coming retrograde into Pisces on the 1st. And it is going to be conjunct with a lunar eclipse, which is happening there. And so there's a great deal of stirring around of things in this sort of dreamy spiritual energy of Pisces. But for you, it's in the 12th house. These may be things that you've had in the back of your mind, or even in the subconscious of your existence, that it drives you toward whatever it is that you are subconsciously fueled to do. I do see this coming in under the Nine of Cups, meaning to me that you see that this is probably how you can obtain this state of contentment. And the Hierophant, of course, is your connection to the divine. It is the very guiding song, the very guiding voice, the everything that drives you toward your best truth. And it also is the structural elements of how to obtain for you, seems to me to speak of the divine connection to whatever the power is for you. Could be God, spirit, the divine, whatever you call it. These are the steps to get to this nine. And this is what you need to do. And it is a calling from somewhere beyond. Okay, this is so much further beyond our world. And I do think that you feel that deeply with Saturn in retrograde coming into Pisces. There's just, with that lunar eclipse as well, you're going to be feeling a lot of stirring emotional energy. And I think it's coming from that spiritual fountain deep within you. And whatever action you do take, I see coming under this Ace of Wands, I think you will stop at nothing to obtain it. I really see you driving hard. This is Aries energy driving very hard into whatever it is that it deeply desires and wants. There's nothing that can stop you now here. Um, there is a set of blindness, but also a focus. I do see a connection. Even though you cannot really see through all this passion to get here to this structure, whatever this is for you, this foundational element, I do see you working very hard to bring this energy to wherever you dwell, Aries, to wherever you are. And I do see that it may cause, like I said, earlier, talking about working hard toward this commitment, which this and this Pentacles, you are working hard to sort of make your way in this new contentment, this realization, whatever you believe to connect you. You have two cards of sort of divine inspiration here. And like we said, it's not going to be easy. You may have to make some difficult decisions, and this may start sort of after the eclipse when you really start to realize what's going on. Okay? Because now in Virgo season, we're talking about working hard towards the things that you perceive will drive success in this way. And it's not a simple process, okay? It's not something that's just going to happen. It's something that you have to put work in, and it is not going to be easy. I think that you are moving into this world for you, I do see as a bit unfamiliar, and it looks so much more open and attractive to you because maybe where you're coming from, there's been a bit of missing energy in the spiritual sense for you. Maybe there's some sort of something that you just can't put a finger on that hasn't been there, that hasn't been guiding you, but now they're here. These divine energies are here. This is a time of the divine, time to stir up things in the subconscious, Aries. And I do see that you have the sense when you work this hard at something, you're driving toward this goal, this contentment that you feel, and that maybe you wanted to have some sort of new start because you've been missing this divine inspiration. And this seems to be calling you very deeply. And I do see you almost on a mission here, Aries. You are very, very determined. To the point where, like we said earlier, with things that need to go and things that need to come, I do think you are taking the necessary steps. You may be raking some things up, maybe in your social group, maybe in your immediate family. This could be immediate friends, family, a partnership. This could be at work. This could be anywhere, wherever your people, Aries, wherever your people tend to be. If you are a person who likes to be at work constantly, you may be bringing new sort of spiritualist ideals with you to work. You may also be bringing this to your family life, which may not suit them so well. Maybe they're not used to this aspect of you. And Aries can be a very spiritual sign. They are seemingly connected many times to some divine calling to keep pushing forward. And I do see that here for you. And it may be that it's not a simple process, of course, Aries. It's really not. This is something that is going to take a lot of bravery, and this divine guidance is here. It's got your back, is kind of what I'm seeing. But you do have to have a bit of discomfort, maybe an uncomfortable, awakened conversation that you need to explain to people. This may involve tolerance, but I do see you being a little bit direct with your needs. I do see that for you, that this is not just you waxing poetic or feigning an interest. This is a real awakening you're having right now. This is something deeply stirring. So that Pisces activation is what I'm seeing. And it may not be easy, like we said with the Three of Swords as well. There may be some painful letting go that may need to happen to whatever it was that made you feel like you were stuck. You may have to let go of some people who are keeping you from attaining this contentment. I do see this card every time I see it. It speaks to me differently every time, but in this situation, I do see that you perceive there are some people who are keeping you bound to something that really doesn't behoove you. It's keeping you stuck, sort of bound down. And this could be people at your job. Like I said, I see the pentacle energy is representing some earthly element where you are pinned to that in an uncomfortable way. I do see you maybe even changing jobs. I don't know why I think that, but this new you may not agree with where you are right now, and it's causing you a lot of pain. I do think you soundly disagree now with some of the things, some of the energies which are keeping you pinned to wherever you are. And it's because you need for this expansion to happen. You may not be able to have it where you are. And that's why you're having these sort of moments I see here where you're having to break free a little bit and have the uncomfortable conversation and have the confrontation with the person or people who are keeping you stuck to this old ideology. And it may not be easy for you. It may cost you something too, Aries. I mean, this may actually cause you to lose something that's close to you, that's dear to you, something that gave you security. But I do see this more as it's a liberation is how I see it in the long run, because your guiding card, you are of course pushing toward this point where you're content. Okay, this is the goal. Whenever this is the goal, we hope for this, and this is the guiding card that you have. And as long as you have this goal with this mindset of I will attain, I do see this as being such a strong guidance for you, Aries. It's something so strong. I do see this as being extremely beneficial for you in terms of a guiding card. The Ten of Cups is a point of contentment, richness of fulfillment, of bliss. This is such a good energy to have with a reading like this, especially something spiritual of this nature. I do see this as something, it's a very powerful guiding card, very powerful reading. Okay, very interesting. Okay, I'm gonna try and pull a fantasy oracle. Okay, Spirit. Let's see if we can pull a fantasy oracle for Aries. Just gonna shuffle the cards. Any guiding oracles for Aries, Spirit? get one. Ooh, the Enchanter. Deception. Trickery. That's very interesting. Deception and trickery. It may be that people, like I said, are trying to kind of keep you stuck in this place where you have to put up with them keeping you here, to keep you stuck wherever you are in this place. They may need you to be here. I don't see this as you deceiving anybody. That's obviously not the message that I'm getting. But I do see that there's definitely some sort of force which you're having to have an ugly confrontation with. And I do see that you may perceive that there's some sort of wolf in sheep's clothing trying to keep you here because it benefits them. And you're having to have some kind of painful discussion, some kind of painful confrontation where you're having to acknowledge what's going on. I think you're trying to call things all out in the open, Aries, and it may be ruffling a lot of feathers. Interesting with the Enchanter. I'm unsure of what that really means, but we'll get into it. I'm going to clarify all the cards now with this gilded deck. I don't see you being dishonest here in any way, Aries. I really think you are following what you believe to be your truth, and that's all I see for you. So if there is some kind of deception coming at you, I think it may be coming from an outside source. But okay, Spirit, let's clarify this Nine of Cups. Clarify the Nine of Cups, please, Spirit. Oh, that was quick. Yeah, see, this 4 is coming up again here on the 9. And you also have the 4 of Swords, so 2 4s, and the Page of Cups. Now clarify this Ace of Wands, please, Spirit. We have 6 of Cups. The Lovers. Yeah, this has to do with relationships. I think the people involved, Aries. There's definitely something with the people. We have the 4 of Cups. Okay, now I'll clarify this 8 of Pentacles. Last card, 5 of Cups. Okay. Okay. Clarifying the 8 of Pentacles, Spirit. Got a couple cards. Okay, I saw the Magician first. Yeah, now I saw 2 cups. And then on Temperance, I do see the 6 of Pentacles, the 4 of Wands, and the Strength card. Okay. Sorry, stop my cat from mauling the cards. Now we'll clarify this 3 of Swords. Spirit, clarify this 3 of Swords. Got a couple. Okay. Ace of Swords and the Hanged Man. Interesting. Judgment card. Okay, now we'll clarify this Hierophant. Oof, got Death. we got Seven of Cups. Another Three of Swords. Yeah, I do see that as being maybe an uncomfortable truth you're having to confront there. Okay, now clarify this Ten of Wands, Spirit. Chariot, yeah, with the Ten of Wands, very interesting. Three of Pentacles. Anything else, Spirit? Ten of Wands for Aries. King of Cups. Now the Six of Swords, Spirit for Aries. Clarify. Ooh, the High Priestess. You have the Hierophant and the High Priestess showing up. Clarifiers. Okay. The Two of Pentacles. And with the Devil, I think very interesting. I'll clarify this Five of Wands. Two cards here. The Knight of Cups and the Ace of Wands. Nine of Cups. Yeah, it's got to do with this vision, I think, Aries. Very interesting. Now we'll clarify this Four of Pentacles. Ten of Swords. Yeah, very good. Anything else, Spirit? Four of Pentacles for Aries for September. Page of Swords. Mhm. It's coming very clear to me now, Aries. Okay. Okay, we got the Two of Swords here, and we have the King of Swords on the clarifier, and we'll just maybe take one more pass through for the guiding card. See if there's any more messages that Spirit wishes for you to have. Spirit, anything else on this guiding Ten of Cups that you want for Aries to know? I think no. Okay, a lot going on here, Aries. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pick it up here in the comprehensive. For anybody who wants to see the comprehensive, click the link in the description below. We'll take you to my store where you can purchase the comprehensive reading. I do hope to see you there. It's like $5. If you do like this content, please like and subscribe. I do hope to have content up monthly, at least on every zodiac sign. And I hope to see you there. So I'll pause it here.